Welcome back to my lesson. Today we want to solve another problem using basic programming language. Look at this problem. Write a basic program to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle of any size. In my last video, I talked about how to calculate the area of a rectangle with a specific size. But now, this question is talking about using basic program to calculate the perimeter of rectangle of any size. Now, let's go. In the last video, I told us that we have to start with line number. Let's start with 10. Len program to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle. What is the formula to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle? The formula is perimeter is equal to 2 into L plus B, where L is length and B is breadth. This question is talking about perimeter of a rectangle of any size. Since we were not given the value of length nor breadth, so we are going to use a statement that will allow us to supply the values during the runtime. That is, during the time we are running the program. So what statement will allow the computer to ask us the value of length and breadth? So the statement is input. So 14, input. Computer will only give us a question mark that will allow us to supply the length. But we may not know what computer actually asks us to supply. So for that, we need to put a string that will guide the user to know what value the computer is actually requesting for. We are going to use double quotes, enter the length. You give a small space, then close the double quote. Then semicolon. So we now give it the variable that will store the value of length, which is what? L. So the same thing for the second one, 15. Input. Enter the breadth. Give a small space, close the quote, semicolon, B. With these two lines of code, computer will ask the value of length and breadth. Then after supplying it, computer will now use the formula. So the next thing is to put the formula for the computer to use to calculate the perimeter, which is, we can use P or say perimeter equals 2. Please note this. The formula is this: 2 into L plus B. The relationship between these two and the values in the bracket is multiplication. So when you are supplying it for the computer, you must put the multiplication sign. So in that, we are going to write our formula as 2 multiplied by, we now open the bracket, L plus B, close the bracket. This is the formula the computer will use to calculate the perimeter. So the next thing is to allow the computer to print the result on the screen. What statement do we use to do that? Print statement. Good. Print, open double quote, perimeter is equal to, give a little space, close the quote, double colon, then perimeter. Don't forget, you have to write this perimeter the same way you wrote this. That is very important. The next thing is to end the program. 18. End. Thank you. Meet me on the system when I shall run this program. Welcome to my PC. I have typed this program the same way I wrote it on the board. The next thing for me to do now is to run the program for us to be sure that that program is working and it can perform the functions just like I explained it on the board. To run it, I'll go to this run button and click. You can see enter the length. Let's say the length of the rectangle we want to find its perimeter is 20. I press enter key. Let the breadth be 13. Press enter key to get the results. You can see perimeter is equal to 66. This simply shows that our program is perfectly working. Thank you and meet me in the next lesson.